Episode number 2 on how to make coins, and I promise you this one is going to be a very good one. But this is basically how to merchant players, or also called flipping players, kind of. Basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to buy low and sell high. Instead of the 59-minute mark where you're trying to get a steal, which you might have a chance to get, this method kind of guarantees you money, just because you don't have to worry about luck. It's all about putting time into this method. I know there's some methods that say, oh, you make 30k, 40k per hour, but it really depends on how hard you work it. If you do it all day, I promise you, you'll make a lot of money. Especially, you want to have a good starting amount of pucks for this method. You want to have at least 100 to 200k for this method. If you don't have it, don't worry, I will post out another method for you guys. But also having 50k for this method could also work if you have around 50,000. You can liquidate your stuff and then try out this method yourself. But in the description box, I posted a notepad document. Don't say I ever did anything for you, but I did post a notepad document of a full list of players that you should buy from the market. Alright, I put their position, I put their player type, I put their nationality. You definitely want to check it out. You want to download that notepad right away. It's free, like there's no virus. It's a notepad document. As long as you have notepad on your computer, you should be fine to good to go. At least if you're watching on your phone, that sucks for you, but get it on your computer. It's not that hard, alright? But what you want to do is you want to go to the auction house, and in this notepad document, I compiled a list of players, like I said, and there's a ton of players that you can buy. And what you're trying to do is buy low and sell high. So what you want to do is you want to look at the lowest price sold. So I'm going to put an example here. Someone like Hossa, alright? So he's a right wing. He is a two-way forward. He is on... oh shit, I messed up. Alright, let's go back here. But he's a two-way forward on... Come on! NHL on Chicago. So I'm going to check him out. I also put in the country they're from as well. If you really want to do it, you could really search them up. I think Hossa is from Slovakia. So you can go to there. Or Slovenia or Slovakia? Slovakia, alright. So what you want to do for this method is look for the buy now price. Alright, so you can see here 95,000, 92,000, 99,000, 110,000, 115,000. Alright, so if you look at this right now, if this 95,000 one was to expire, and say you were to buy this 92,000, and say this one expires and he doesn't put it back up, he decides not to use it. This is not the greatest example, but you can still make money off this. But if you were to put it at 98,900, just a little bit cheaper than this one, I mean, it would be possible to sell your Hossa still and still make a profit. I mean, there is a 5% tax, so if you sold it for 98,000, you would get 4,500 deduction. So you make around 1,000 to 2,000 pucks. Obviously not the best example. You have to go through the list of players that I put in. Of course, you can choose which ones you really like to sell. But for sure, this is not the greatest example because there are a lot of players at the same price. It is pretty much the time where everybody is on HUT right now, so that's why there's so many players up. Let me try a better example here. Let me try Matt Duchene here. Center, he's playmaker on Canada. I put it all in the notepad document so you can find it. But you go to Colorado Avalanche, he's a Canadian, and then you want to search that up. So let's try to find Duchene first. So there's a Duchene for 225. There's one for 125k bid. All right, nothing too special here. 265, 230, 220. All right, so this is the perfect example for this method. All right, I actually kind of got lucky with the Matt Duchene, but you can see how there's only one buy now for Matt Duchene. There's one for 220 buy now. I gotta find it. There's also one for 265 buy now. That's the other cheapest one. So if you were to do it, I mean, if there was a guy really desperate for Duchene's, and there always are people desperate to buy players right away with their buy now price and not bid on them, I mean, you could buy out this Duchene and then just sell it for about 259. I actually might just do that right now. I might just show the example of me selling it. I might just do that. I'll do that right now. Fuck, that's a good deal. Alright, I'm gonna buy out this Duchene, and then I'm gonna send him to the collection. And you want to auction him, I'll show you how to auction, but you want to put it up for the cheapest buy now you can, while still making the greatest profit you can. So the cheapest buy now, from what I saw in Duchene's, is 265,000. So if there's someone really desperate and I put it up for 264,000, I would be able to make a profit because some guy is going to be very desperate to buy it, and I'm going to be able to make a ton of profit. I know it's a pretty big risk, but it sometimes is worth it. You want to sell those players right away. You do not want to keep them. As much as I want to play with Duchene and try him out for like 5-6 games, the best thing to do, because player prices drop all the time and fluctuate, you want to sell them right away. And I'm going to do that right now. Search collection. and go all the way. Just search here, and then I'll put up Duchesne right now. So I'm gonna put up Duchesne. I'm gonna see if I can sell him for at least a decent profit here, and then I'll come right back and see if I can show you that this example does work. Alright, so here are just a couple pointers just in case this method doesn't work out for you. It is a bit riskier than saying doing the 59-minute mark for sure. The 59-minute mark, as long as you get the steal, you can make money. But this method does make you money. As long as you sell it at the right times, you will be able to do it. You want to sell them right away. I'm just going to give you a couple pointers just in case anything happens, because there are chances that stuff can go happen when you do this method. So just be careful of buying players in populated times when people start playing. Usually around 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Lots of players are going up. People are not afraid to open packs during that time and put up players. So if you buy them for really cheap, and then some 3 or 4 people randomly see that last price sold and they decide to put it all up at once, and there's 3-4 say Matt Duchesne's going up for $225 now, then you are in kind of a pickle. So what you want to do is you can either wait it out. You can sell it at nighttime, because at nighttime you can list it up for 6 to 12 hours, whatever you want. And then usually there's not as many of those cards up, just because most of them don't even utilize the trade pile all the way till nighttime. So you can sell it back up for $250 at night. If anything, you might have to take a hit for it, so you might have to sell it cheaper. But of course, you might want to maybe trade it to maybe another guy, and then maybe get a higher end player as well. You could do that as well. A lot of options. That's what I do as well if something doesn't happen right. But there's one more thing. Don't be afraid to change the positions. I know, like someone like Drew Doughty, I put him in the list as well. Someone like Drew Doughty, don't be afraid to search for him up on the left defenseman, even though I list him as a right defenseman. I mean, sometimes people don't search up the left defenseman Drew Doughty, and there could be a really cheap one there, and then you could get a steal. So you might want to check that as well. But that is just about it. Let's go on to selling Matt Duchesne. Alright guys, so I just listed back up the Matt Duchesne, and you can see that I put it up for $254,950, almost 25 to 30k above the price. If I were to sell him, there would be a 5% deduction off the buy now price, which would be around 12k. But with the profit you make is almost around 20k almost, and that's enough to buy a pack or whatever you want to do with it. But usually I like to save it up just to buy more players in the future. I also forgot one thing. The player list does include 20 to 30k players. It includes players over 20k. So as long as you have 20 to 30k spared up, you can make pucks with this method. And I did post a list in the description, like I said. Oh, there's already a trade offer. This is actually live, so let's see what here. 50 pucks, I don't know. Alright, so I thought that was pretty quick, but maybe that guy's interested in the Matt Duchesne. But that's basically it. I could have been a dick about it and bought the other Matt Duchesne for $265. And then people would think that the last price sold was $265, but I wasn't going to do that. I mean, it's still a possibility that you can buy out more expensive players, so people think that he's actually worth that much, even though he's only worth like $230, $240 from what people know. I think I did get a steal on this Matt Duchesne, so you definitely want to try out this method. Try it out for yourself. It's a very good method. I remember you doing this all the time in NHL 13. The only barrier with this method is just people checking out the last price sold. People know that it's $225 last price sold, but for those desperate people there that want to really buy that Matt Duchesne right away, they're not afraid to pay the $254. I promise you that. I can guarantee it from NHL 13-14. People will buy out players that they are desperate for. But that is going to be it. Leave a like for this video. I'm going to post out another method very soon. So let's see if we can reach this video like 300 likes. Do you think you guys can do it? I think you can. So if we can reach 300 likes, I'll post out another method for you guys. But that's just about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys make some money. Download that notepad document in the description box below and have fun making money. Alright, so see you guys later and have a good day. Bye. I'm looking for you. Yes, I'm looking